Having just spent the past 5 days exploring the colorful city of Oaxaca, I want to share with you guys my top 7 reasons why you guys need to visit this vibrant and colorful Mexican city. While the city was originally inhabited by the Aztecs, it wasn't until 1529 that the Spanish came and started building a new center around the Zocalo, which is now where you find the city's most famous cathedral and other beautiful, colorful colonial buildings. Today, the charm in visiting Oaxaca City lies in the fact that you can wander down cobblestone streets as you admire the colorful architecture and notice that every building, every cafe and every restaurant is painted a different, vibrant color. You can't come to Oaxaca without spending a morning or two exploring the city's maze of market stalls. You can either start at the stalls by the Templo de Santo Domingo, or you can head down to the Benito Juarez Market or the Mercado de 20th of November. The best part about shopping here in Oaxaca City is a lot of the crafts, the textiles and the clothes you see here have actually been made in the Artisan Villages outside of the city. So everything you're buying has been handcrafted, handmade, and is then in many cases brought to the city centre by the artisans themselves. If you're here over a weekend, I highly recommend heading down to Tlacolula, which is a village about 35 minutes outside of Oaxaca City, and it is very famous for its Sunday market. Come take a look. You simply cannot come to Oaxaca and not try some traditional Oaxacan food. From the pretty random Oaxacan hamburgers and Oaxacan hot dogs that you'll see on the street food stands on the main streets, to the Tlayudas, to the Tajete, to the Oaxacan Tortas, to the chapulines, which are the grasshoppers and the crickets. If you head into any of the markets in the center of town, you're sure to find a foodie feast. Okay, I know this is not traditional Oaxaca food, but they've got so many really good, tasty, like French fry stands and potato stands, and I had one of these in Ireland before. They're so delicious. It's one entire potato, just cut up, and mine's covered in salt and tomato ketchup. There's this little taco stand, Taqueria Jaculita. Got my 2 little tacos. This is sort of like a runny guacamole. It looks like. Oh yeah, gracias. This is habanero sauce. I'm gonna get a tiny bit of that. See what it tastes like. They're all double wrapped. You know, good street tacos in Mexico, if they're double wrapped. It's gonna be messy. Oh my god, it's gonna be so messy. If you are looking to try local cuisine, you must head to the 20th of November Mercado 20 November, which is where you're going to find the best street food stalls and typical traditional Oaxacan cuisine. You can also find street food outside the Templo de Santo Domingo and on the main Zocolo next to the cathedral in the center of town. If you guys are looking for the main markets in town, right here on the left, you've got the Benito Juarez Mercado, and back there on the right you have the 20th of November Market. The 20th of November Market is where you're going to find all the food stalls, and the one on the left is more like, you know, raw meat, fruits and vegetables, crafts, things like that. Okay, so when you first come into this market, the first thing you'll see is a lot of local ladies selling chapulines, which are grasshoppers or crickets, so like fried crickets. And that is a speciality here in Oaxaca. So the minute you enter this market, you will see about 4 or 5 of them sitting down on their chairs with big baskets full of these chapulines, which are grasshoppers.
De amarillo, de salsa verde, de frijol, de chipil y de mole.
The mole? Yeah. Uno? One and then maybe one, but now just one. Uno. Gracias. So these are the different types that she has. So green salsa, salsa verde, and then
Verde, amarillo. Este es amarillo.
amarillo. Okay.
Mole amarillo. Este es mole amarillo.
Oh, okay.
Y este es chipil y frijol y de mole negro.
Okay guys, slight correction. I said originally that you should go to Benito Juarez Mercado if you want to eat, but actually you're going to want to come here to the 20th of November Market. This is where all the food stalls are. This is where you're going to have a Oaxaca food feast. This is an example of one of the menus here inside of the 20th of November Market. So I just ordered this, memelitas, so it's about $3, comes with meat. So you can also get your grasshoppers, enchiladas. So for my first stop today, I have ordered some memelitas. You can see this, it looks amazing, with a nice bit of really thin meat on top. So these are sort of like savory fried cakes made of masa and then topped with mole, stringy Oaxacan cheese, and then a piece of meat. Comes with some salsa on the side. So really excited to try this. I haven't tried this yet in Oaxaca. Not quite sure how to eat this. I guess you kind of just hold it like this. Yum. Guys, to drink I've ordered some Tajete, which is a drink which ingredients are maize, fermented cacao, water and sugar to make it sweeter. Now this is a traditional drink here in Oaxaca, especially adored or liked in rural areas, and I've gotten one today. It's got a good few ice cubes in here and they are normally served cold. It is very delicious. I guess if you could say it would be like a watery hot chocolate with ice in it, but then with lots of bits as well, like bits of maize. The texture is very different from what I was expecting. It's like loads of bits in it, it's a bit frothing, but there is ice in it. You guys can see this. Well, I guess I won't know how it tastes until I try it, so I'm a little bit nervous. It does look kind of fishy and frothy. Oh my god, it's actually really good. I cannot explain the flavor. A great reason to visit Oaxaca City is it's a really good place to base yourself while you do some fun day trips to the most historic sites outside of the city. These sites include Monte Alban, which used to be a very historic Zapotec site, and it is one of the most important historical sites here in Oaxaca. And another one would be the town of Mixtla, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and you can visit the ancient archaeological ruins also from the Zapotec period. You can also make some very easy to do day trips to the Artisan Villages outside of the city. This is where some of Oaxaca's best and most talented artisans work. These are the people that are making the pottery, making the textiles, and making the beautifully embroidered clothes that you see here in the markets in Oaxaca. You can also head out to some Mezcal distilleries where you can go tasting Mezcal and explore an agave farm, or you can visit one of Oaxaca's most spectacular petrified waterfalls. Oaxaca State, along with Chiapas, is a very large producer of coffee and cacao beans, and thus you will find yourself wandering into many very cute coffee shops around the city, tasting different types of specialty hot chocolate and of course your morning coffee pretty much intermittently throughout the day. Now, my last top reason to visit Oaxaca would be for the Mezcal. Now, while Oaxaca isn't the only state in Mexico that actually produces Mezcal, it is probably the most famous, and it does probably produce the most amount of Mezcal. You will find mezcalerias all around the city, and you also find Mezcal factories and Mezcal farms just outside the city where you can go and taste Mezcal for a very small price. So, as you can see, there's a lot to do in the colourful, vibrant colonial city of Oaxaca. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video guide to Oaxaca, what is now one of my favorite cities in Mexico. If you did, think about giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel down below for more Mexico travel videos.